That right there could have been real bad. I had a look at my boat the other day and I realized that I must have picked up a screw the last time I took it out. No big deal, right? It happens. I figured I'd just take the spare and swap it out for the punctured tire and get that one patched. No big deal. Except I go to take the wheel off and one of those nuts is so seized on there that as I'm hitting it with the impact gun, the entire stud just starts spinning. I suppose that's a good reminder from the universe to keep that trailer in check. Along with the other maintenance that you're doing, I feel like you really should make sure that you can take those wheels off in case you need to. I bought the boat and trailer just over a year ago now, and I really haven't had the need to remove the wheels. I suppose I'm just lucky this happened at home and not while I was on the side of the freeway, because if that happened then, even with that fully functional spare, I would have been stuck. I pulled the boat into the garage and jacked it up. The plan is to make sure both wheels can come off and do some corrosion prevention measures. I went to take off the other wheel and did what I should have done first and cleaned the rusty threads with a wire wheel and hit them with some Dub D.
Mandem. That's beyond. That's the kingdom of a man, what he was putting on him there. Mandem.
1976 it says? Find out when hard times
I still came across one nut that was particularly hard to crack. So I did what I should have done with the other one that's now a free spinning mess and busted out the blowtorch. Luckily that broke loose. Now back to the spinning stud. I gave that the heat treatment and held on to the back of it with a vice grip and it still didn't come off. The grinder wouldn't fit around the back of the wheel, so I figured I'd just cut the stud and bolt in half and see how far that gets me. I cut it as far down as I could, getting as close as possible to the rim. Luckily for me, it freed the nut and the stud up, and I was able to get it off with the vice grip and the impact. Now that the wheel was finally loose, I dropped it off to get plugged and picked up a new stud on the way home. The old one came out really easily with a few taps. I started cleaning up the corrosion with a wire brush and checked the wheel bearing for any grittiness or play. A flap disc was fantastic for smoothing out the corrosion bubbling. The new stud can now go in and once seated be ugga-dugged into place. The auto function on my impact stops at about 85 foot-pounds, which is well within spec for wheel nuts. I hit it again with a wire wheel to clean it up a bit and then sprayed it down with some Lanox to help stave off corrosion. Lanox is a lanolin-based spray which is derived from sheep's wool. It goes on thick, and when it dries, it offers up a layer of protection against the elements, helping keep corrosion at bay. It's non-toxic, and it's actually food safe. The wheels went back on, and I even coated the exposed threads with some grease for added saltwater protection. With the wheel nuts torqued up to spec and a little bit of corrosion prevention, that should see me trailering trouble-free for a while.